Communications with the children about the other parent are very critical, and the judges pay a lot of attention and will give orders not to disparage the other parent, not to badmouth the other parent, just so the child can develop a healthier relationship with both parents or has the opportunity to come up with their own conclusions. Unfortunately, it's very common for both parents to badmouth the other parent, but really all what that does is create some sort of distance between the children and the other parent, which is not fair. That really the children should be able to come up with make their own judgment about the relationship with both parents. It is always recommended that all the interactions, or as many as possible, are somehow documented. These days, there are apps that can be used for any communication. Just at anything that is communicated, we have the evidence that can go with text messages, and it's an app that is very easy to download and to share for evidence. And those can say things like, what time are you coming to pick up our child? And I'm not going to be able to pick him up this time. I'm running a little late. Can you wait for me? Things like that. Because if things don't go right or as planned, which many times that's what will happen because life happens, after some time there will be failures to comply with the orders. But if we don't have the evidence, it's going to be difficult to prove them in court. So if we later want to modify the order based on failure to meet the obligations of the order and we don't have proof, it's just going to be a difficult uphill case. Another area where it is very important to document compliance with an order is child support payments. And it's very easy for parties to agree to something. Oh, just give me cash, it's not a big deal, I'll remember. Send me money with Venmo or Zelle, it's gonna be documented. Well, no. The order always says all the payments have to go through the child support unit in Austin. If that's not the way it's processed, it's gonna be a problem later because one of the parties is going to forget that there was a payment made. And if there was any payment made, the judge usually is going to decide or consider that any payment made outside of that child support unit in Austin was just a gift, that it was not a payment against the obligation to pay child support. That's why it's very important. Everything goes through gets routed through the child support unit in Austin. Anything else, the judge may say, if we don't have evidence, that's not what it was. It was just a gift. And that's something that nobody who's making a payment would like to see. They would like to see, of course, credit to the payment that they're making. While visitation is a right for the parent that does not have primary custody, it is important to develop a relationship with the child, because failure to exercise those rights to visit or to pick up a child may result in a later modification, and the party that has the main custody could argue later the other party is not interested in raising the child. They always miss visitation. So why even give them the right to visitation? Judge, after a few years, if that continues to happen, that party could probably go to court and say, Judge, let's remove this visitation right that the other parent has because they're not using it. They don't care about our child. And actually, I need to move to the other part of the country, and the other parents should not object because they don't seem to care about raising our child. And the judge will seriously consider how the parent that does not have primary custody has been exercising his or her rights for visitation. Communication is always very important in all scenarios. And of course, the healthier or more respectful the communication, the better for everyone, for the emotional health of both parties and also for the children. And of course, if we can have that documented somehow with evidence every time we can, that makes things much easier later as far as enforcement and also regarding possible modifications. If you have questions about custody, call our office, call the office of Mario Varela.